Morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Or good afternoon, maybe. Perhaps it is a good afternoon.
I was about to say, yeah, maybe not morning for y'all.
Yeah. So that's right. For some of us it's morning and for some of us it's afternoon. Uh Welcome everybody, and I'm letting more people here into the Zoom room. Thank you everybody that's here. Albert, good to see you. Good to see you, Christina. Perzina, good to see you. We've got Jessica Stokes here. Great to see you. And Gonzalo's popping in here, and we will assuredly have more. This is our Wednesday role play practice party. Yay! I'm so happy. I really enjoy this hour that I spend with everyone here. So, you guys ready to work? Let's talk about something very fun today, I hope. And what I want to talk about is why I love guts, first of all. I love guts, invented by Claude Diamond, my mentor. I'm honored to say that. You know, what's cool about a mentor that is really skilled in his trade, but also his life is like he's a man of character. Okay, that's pretty cool. You don't find that everywhere. All right, so there's that. So on that level, I love Claude, but there's other levels to this too. And one of those is that I've been a salesman my entire adult life, and I have studied many different sales systems, and had many different sales trainers. I've had many different sales mentors, and I've tried to copy many different sales pitches. And I've worked across several different industries. I've sold vacuum cleaners door to door. Yep, I did that. That was kind of exciting. I was pretty good at it. It's kind of a dangerous business, but it was something that I did get experience in. I've sold cars. I've sold insurance. I've sold investment products. So I got into that. I've sold, of course, real estate. I'm in the real estate business today. So let me see. Is there anything else I've sold? Well, I've sold things for charity. Okay. So I've done some charity work and things like that as well. So I'm not like maybe as experienced in sales as some, but I have had a lot of various different sales input, meaning, you know, this trainer, this technique, this strategy, that strategy, this system, that system. And I have landed after all of that on guts. And the reason why I love guts is because guts goes right to, it speaks right to human nature. Okay. And it's good to see everybody here. And I want to talk about human nature today. Okay. So that's my opening monologue. I want to talk about human nature because how, as salespeople, is human understanding human nature, how could that be important to us? Let's open the floor. Welcome everybody. Welcome JC. Welcome Carl, Albert. Anyone else pop in here that I haven't recognized? Oh, Coach Ed, good to see you. Yep. What benefit could we derive from having a good understanding of basic human nature? Anyone?
Habits.
Habits. Tell us more. What do you think?
We're creatures of habit. So we kind of get grooved in what we want to do. And we do that until we got to shake it off or improve or take the steps to get better results. As they say, continue to do the same thing is insane. Get the same results.
Okay, yeah. So Ed is saying that we have a human nature means that we are creatures of habit. Okay, that's one thing that it means. I totally agree. Does anyone else? Does everybody pretty much agree with that? Are we all creatures of habit in here? Oh my gosh, yes! I'm here every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Huh? What'd you say, Jessica?
To a point, and then sometimes we do new things. We break the habits.
Yeah, yeah.
Could be better habits.
So how does that benefit a salesperson or a real estate investor or salesperson? How does that benefit us knowing that they're creatures of habit? We're creatures of habit. Everyone, our prospects are, the homeowners are, the people in our deals involved in our transactions are all creatures of habit. Does
Well,
anybody have any thoughts?
Understand how they
you-
think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we kind of understand. Maybe we can, hey, do we practice putting ourselves in their shoes at all? You know what I mean? Like mentally, like kind of like, hey, this is what it would be like to be this person. This is what they do during their day. This is how they probably feel about this.
Mhm.
You know?
Mhm.
Okay, that's something we got to practice, right? So, yeah, there's definitely some benefits that can come to us from understanding human nature, and that's one thing that's human nature. Does anybody have anything else that they want to share about human nature? What is human nature, and how can we benefit from it as salespeople? Anybody have anything they want to volunteer? Okay, I'm going to unveil some things then for you today because you already know these answers. All right. These are principles that I've derived from Guts 1.0 and Guts 2.0. All right. Guts 2.0 and is kind of it's the second evolution, I guess, of Guts, where Uncle Claude here goes into cognitive biases and psychological triggers. Have you guys heard him talk about reciprocity?
Yes.
Okay. Reciprocity. Now, I was saying earlier that I love Guts because it speaks directly to human nature. Okay. Versus, everybody hear me, versus the pitch man. Remember we were talking like last week or the week before or whatever about the pitch man. What's the guy? The ShamWow guy and, you know, what the Billy Mays, I think he's passed on now. But, you know, the guy that he sells all these cool things on these infomercials, he's the pitch guy. Right. So that's one type of sales, but Guts is an emotional question-based sales system in which it really speaks right to human nature. So I have a general rule in my business where I do not go into explainer mode with a prospect. I do not go into educate the prospect mode. Okay, because sometimes we pass it off in our minds as well. I have to educate this prospect. No, you don't necessarily have to educate them, maybe a little, but not a lot. Okay, so I have a rule. I never talk longer than 30 seconds. Okay, and you could probably time Uncle Claude if you listen to him and his role plays and in his phone calls and stuff that he does and demonstrations. He's probably not ever talking longer than 30 seconds. He's doing mostly question asking, and then he's getting the prospect to respond and do most of the talking, right? Does everybody agree with that?
Not with Claude.
Yeah.
Talk to
So
me.
Now that you mention it, yes.
He's reversing the 80-20 plan.
what do you mean by that, David?
He talks 20% of the time and makes them talk 80% of the time.
Right. Yeah. So I think that's a good rule to establish for all of us as we're moving forward, talking to homeowners or our prospects in whatever industry we're calling in and we're making our sales calls in. We've got to remember, you know, if we get to talking longer than 30 seconds about something, we're kind of slipping into this educator mode or into this like explainer mode. Okay. Like here's what it sounds like if you're in my business, in the lease options business. Okay. When I go into the explainer mode, here's what it sounds like. Yeah, Mr. Homeowner, yeah, I understand. You're not sure how this works, and that's totally understandable. Mr. Homeowner, you know, I work with people that they have a little ding on their credit, and they're good people. You know, there's a lot of good people out there, and they have, you know, something maybe like maybe they're self-employed or like they have like a medical expense or something that's hit their credit recently, and so they want to buy a house. They really deserve to buy a house, sir, but they don't really have the ability to get the loan today. So what my business does is we go and we all work with them people to get them into houses so that they can get the house, and then, you know, they're going to buy the house eventually. Okay. And so what I'm saying is if I can bring some people to you that will rent the property like that and then buy it like that, is that something that works for you, sir?
I
How
don't
many
know.
of you would admit I have had phone calls that I sounded pretty much just like that? Okay. At least one of us. Thank you for your honesty. Okay, a couple. Thank you for your honesty.
I got a point to make about Claude
Okay.
and the way he operates. Not that he was a practicing attorney, you know, in court and all that, but when you go through law school, they teach you how to form your questions and get to the point, because the judge will move them along if they're not, you know, referencing a question to the witness. So they have to be specific, they have to be on point. And I don't know how much Claude got of that in law school, but that's the target, I think, of how they form their questioning.
Yep.
Never ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Right. So that's
And they
another good rule.
they also learn how to lead the witness, because the next question is going to be related to the first question. So they want to get the witness creating a story.
Yeah. See, I like what you're saying, and I don't disagree at all. But it makes me feel like it's some kind of super highly trained Jedi mind trickery conversation skills. And it is maybe on Claude's level. Maybe. But I don't think most of us are starting out that way, and we have to be willing to kind of step out there and just, I think, embrace a couple simple policies. Like, one, you're not going to get me into explainer mode. Okay? How can let's role play that right now. When a homeowner says, since I brought this up, when a homeowner says, yeah, I'm kind of interested in this, but how does it work? Okay. We have an interested prospect on the phone. A lease purchase, okay? A lease option prospect. Rent to own, okay? Homeowner. When we're on the phone with them and they say, well, yeah, I mean, I think that might work, but I'm not sure how this works. How does all this work? Okay. What do you do? This is like what would we say this motivation level is? 1 through 10.
9-ish.
Yeah, man, it's up there. Right? Are we going to blow it now? Or are we going to close it now? All right. So how are we going to do it? They said, yep, we think this could work, but how does this all work? Okay. So who wants to role play being the caller?
I'll do it.
Okay, Christina's going to be the caller. Okay, and who wants to be the homeowner?
I'll be the homeowner.
Okay, Gonzalo's the homeowner. All right, Gonzalo, you're going to tell Christina, yep, sounds good, but I'm not sure. Can you tell me how this works?
Okay, yeah, Christina. So that sounds good. That sounds like a good thing, but I don't really know how that works. Can you tell me a little more about it?
Sure, but before I do that, can I go ahead and know if there's anything you're concerned with?
Just how it works, because that's really, because I've never heard about that situation. It sounds like it's something that fits me, but I'm not really sure what that is.
Okay, let's time out real quick, guys, because I want to highlight what Christina just did there. What she did is what I call isolating the objection. Okay. He asked a general question like, hey, how does this work? And she went to a more specific question. She dialed it in. She said, now, sir, before I do that, is there something specifically that you're uncomfortable with that we can address? That was basically what she meant. Okay. And when you said no, just okay, you went back to generalizing again. Okay, so you're pulling her back into, hey, will you follow me into explainer mode? Okay. All right. Christina, Gonzalo, back into the role play. Go. Ding.
Well, of course. Let me go ahead and pretty much refresh what we've already discussed. It'd basically be a 20-month lease with the option to buy at the end. Is that something that would fit your needs, you said?
I mean, yeah, it sounds like it because, like I said, I can't keep making the payment anymore. So
Oh, okay.
if you come in definitely and take over the payments for now, I'd be more than happy. The only thing that does concern me is will you guys be buying it at the end? That's really my only issue because I don't really want the house anymore or the house payment.
Of course. Okay, so if we changed it to a lease purchase, then would that make you more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, what would make me more comfortable is if these payments get taken care of right now.
Mm.
Okay, so the only issue that you personally have is the payments themselves. Yeah, I mean, the two payments is rough nowadays, especially when gas is like $7 over here where I live. Yeah, but if we're able to do your payments and I make a little bit of money out on top of that, that's the only thing that would concern you. If we put that in the contract that we take over your payments, that's the only issue that you would have, right?
Yeah, that's the only issue. That's the only thing. Yep.
Okay. And would you be able to move forward today if we are able to take over your payments?
Yeah, as long as you can take over the payments and that's it. That's all I needed.
Okay, time out. You know what? I was going to time out like a little bit ago, but you were just doing so doggone good, Christina.
Yeah, it only
What?
happens during during the video calls when I like have other people around me that actually know what I'm saying or doing or actually moving along the conversation, because typically I would go into explainer mode and explain myself even more,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't know how to stop. Like seeing everyone, it makes me
Right.
stop what
Mm.
I initially say.
Right.
This is my break of habit,
Yeah.
Mm.
but
Mm.
typically my habit is
Yeah.
to go into explainer mode.
Mm.
Yeah. So your normal tendency is like everyone else's, and that is to default mode, which I call default mode is explainer mode, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, Mr. Homeowner. Well, what my company does is we work with these people that they're good people, they have jobs. Okay, you are way off the rails if that's where you're going.
Yeah.
I'm just letting
And
you know right now.
and
Okay.
she did a real good job too, because I was trying to see if I could give her a hard time, but in reality, all I wanted was for the payments to get taken care of.
Mm.
And she hit me straight to like,
Mm.
was your only concern or your
Right.
like that was my only concern.
So so she's speaking to human nature here. She really is. And is this in some sense a reciprocity? Okay. And we're just studying here. Like I don't claim to be a master of all these things. We're just talking it out. Is this in some sense reciprocity? All right. Is she in some way doing him a favor in exchange for his commitment to sell the house to her this way?
Yes.
Mhm.
How was she offering this in such a way that it sounded like, hey, I'll do this favor for you? And how did she word it that it came out like that? Anyone know? There was a special word she used.
If
If.
Mm.
If. What'd she say? If I were able to take over that payment, like right away? Is that what you're wanting to do? Does that make you comfortable with this? If I do this favor for you, are you comfortable to do this with me? That's really what she's saying, right? It's a reciprocity. If I give this, you give this. This is business. This is a trade, right? If I could, then you would, right? Right, Mike? Awesome. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Yep. So reciprocity. So this speaks to human nature. What do we want to do when someone does a favor for us?
do a
Return it.
favor for them.
Do something back. Do something nice back.
Right. When someone is offering a favor to us that we really need, what do we want to naturally, by human nature, do for them? Yeah. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yes, I could use the favor. And man, if I ever can help, how many of us have ever said that? Man, if I can ever help you up the road, you reach out to me because I owe you one.
Yeah.
Right. Is it possible to create that atmosphere just by our words, using guts, asking the right questions? If is a question. If she said it several times. If, okay, we're negotiating here. This is reciprocity. If I do this, what do I get? If I do this, are you comfortable to give me this? Okay. It's all interesting, isn't it? It's human nature. She was actually, I think we can say she was exploring and exploiting some of his biases, right? Right. By asking questions. I like that type of sales way more than the whole pitch thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not pretty enough to do the pitch thing. You know, I'm barely pretty enough to do Zoom, and they got this filter on Zoom now where you can, improve your appearance.
They do?
Yes. If you go into the video settings down there where your camera icon is at the bottom of the screen, you click settings, you can improve your appearance. You better believe, everybody, I've got that thing slid over as far as it'll go.
I'm using it now.
Will it make me look 50 pounds lighter?
And Pitts sucked around.
next call, we're all gonna look good.
Will I be 50 pounds lighter and have hair?
Oh.
I don't think it's that good, but
Wow, thank you.
Oh.
reciprocity is a Guts 2.0 idea. Does everybody remember Guts 2.0 and reciprocity? I think is the first principle in Guts 2.0. And if you don't know what Guts 2.0 is, go check it out. If you don't know, if you're not a part of the group with Uncle Claude, then you ought to check out Uncle Claude. Get on his calendar, go visit with him. Ask him, hey, how can I get a hold of Guts 2.0? It really dials into human nature. Okay, so there's the reciprocity we've talked about, but let's talk about something that's unveiled in Guts 1.0 real quick. Okay, the very first principle in Guts 1.0 speaks to human nature. Can anyone tell me what is the $1 million rule? It's Guts 1.0 principle number 1. The $1 million
People make,
rule.
business decisions emotionally. They only justify them later logically.
Yes. The fact is exactly. Everybody give him a round of applause because he just kicked that ass. Yeah. All right. So the fact is that we all underestimate the influence of our current emotions and how they affect us in our decision-making process. Right now, you're doing it. You're underestimating the power of your emotions to influence your decisions. A master salesman can explore those and maybe even, we could say, exploit them if you wanted to, right? How do we play this? How do we do this out? Play this out. How do we play this out? How do we get a emotional reaction that causes a prospect to buy? Can someone give me an example?
Well, if they're already hurt, well, depends. What do you mean? What about their motivation level? Like they're a 4 and you want to get them up, or they're already at 9 and they're in pain?
Either way.
Okay.
A prospect at any level of motivation, 1 through 10, and great for thinking that way. I'm glad you're thinking about motivation levels. You should be. So a prospect on any level of the 1 through 10.
Well, it could be a person who like Gonzalo already said he has 2 mortgage payments and his pain and motivation is pretty high. So I use that against him, saying that yeah, having 2 payments is hard. But
Yeah.
also if they're a 5 and you use their current motivation, like if they're in a happier state, you can probably get their emotions to make a decision right then and there.
Yeah, yeah. You did good with this. This was all, you demonstrated this also. You could have taken it a little further with this particular principle, and that is the $1 million rule, the emotional game. Okay, he was laying out some pretty heavy stuff. The payment is a problem. You acknowledged that wonderfully. You went back and you said, hey, I relate. It is so tough. The gas prices. Oh, wonderful. You did great. To really turn the screws, though, now, you would have had to have asked another question that dug deeper into the topic of the pain or discomfort caused by 2 payments. I'll give you an example. After all the gas price talk and all the I relate and everything, oh, well, 2 payments is really a stretch. How much longer could you keep that going? Everybody's like, whoa, that's a pretty heavy question. Hey, no, that's a guts question, right? That takes guts, but it really speaks to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? Gonzalo, how much longer can you keep these 2 payments going, man?
I mean, I already went as pretty much as far as I could. That's why I'm trying to explore my options. Another month or 2.
Phew. Gonzalo, if you and me don't do a deal today, what are you going to do? I'm kicking its ass, right? I'm digging in deeper, right? I'm looking for that emotional pay dirt. Okay. All right. See, everybody, Gonzalo right now is not thinking about his emotions manipulating his decision-making process, but I am, right? I'm a gut salesperson, right? This is emotional. If I don't have the guts to ask the questions, right, then I need to find them because this is where the money is. People make $1 million decisions irrationally based on the fact that they're underestimating how their emotions are manipulating them at this present moment. Okay, use it. They'll give you the ammo. They will give you the bullets. Okay. When she called Gonzalo, she had no idea what the situation was, but she asked a question. He opened up. He said, there's a payment issue. I've got 2 payments now. I've had to move. I have a new house payment and I have an old house payment. That's 2 payments. She said, ouch, that hurts. Ooh, gas prices. I relate. Now it's time to guts up. Mr. Homeowner, if you don't sell your house to me today, and you can only keep this deal going for the next couple months, what'll happen then? Ooh, okay. Mr. Homeowner, if you don't sell your house to me today, what will you do? Okay. Mr. Homeowner, how long can you keep these payments going? 2 payments, ouch. Mr. Homeowner, this isn't causing you problems with your family or anything, is it? Or you guys are like, what? You for real would go into that? You're damn right I would. I would. Yeah. Why? Because nothing's more important to a man than when his woman's mad at him.
And Justin, sorry to interrupt, but the way you're asking these questions, I mean, I feel good answering them because it feels like you really care about what the situation and what's happening. And like I'm talking to a friend.
Thank you. I relate. Thank you. I've been there. I've had 2 house payments, Gonzalo, so I understand exactly what you're going through, man. And I know the kind of pressure that it felt like, because I was trying to make a decision between groceries and that second house payment, the one that was the original house payment. And I'm trying to look at this woman and say, hey, everything's going to be okay. Is that what you're going through, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to admit it with her, but yeah, it's getting hard.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Now, granted, everybody, this is a little far out role play. This is a little far out. We've taken it a little, just a little out of the range of normal. Okay. Because he is a pretty highly motivated homeowner. There are homeowners out there just like this. Okay. But a lot of them keep their cards a little bit closer to their chest than what we're talking about right at this moment. Okay. So it becomes even more important when they keep their cards closer to their chest that you ask some further question to exacerbate the pain, right? I want you to remember the song, stroking my pain with his finger. I want you to hear my voice, singing my life with his words. Okay, y'all know that song? And then I want you to go out and I want you to stroke their pain with your finger. And if you try to stroke their pain with your finger and you determine they don't have any pain or they have some pain and they won't let you touch it, I want you to decide, is this worth throwing away or following up on? And that's it. Right? Okay. Who did that song, Stroking My Pain?
Roberta Flack.
The Fugees.
What's her name? Oh.
Right? Was it the Fugees?
No, Roberta.
Nobody knows. That's a great song. I love it.
Roberta Flack.
It is.
Yeah, it's called Killing Me
But
Softly.
Lauryn Hill was a remake.
Killing Me Softly. Roberta
Hill
Flack.
was a remake.
We got to get to it.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So let's talk about another human nature. Human nature. It's more likely to be consistent with your past behavior. I'm going to make that blanket statement as it applies to everyone. There's probably an exception somewhere, but I cannot think of it at this time. You're more likely to be consistent with your past behavior. That's why it becomes more important for us to get a commitment up front. So we have a guts principle in guts 1.0. Okay, this is the guts 1.0. No pitching until we have a commitment. It seems so reverse of what it ought to be. Shouldn't I pitch and then get a commitment? Okay, no. Always get a commitment. If you don't get a commitment, don't pitch. Don't present. No presentations unless you've got a commitment to buy first. Yep. The reason why is because human nature is you are more likely to be consistent with your past behavior. So if we can get you to make a commitment up front, it is more likely that you'll make a commitment at the end.
Would a commitment just be like a verbal, yes, I'm selling, or yes, I want to rent, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So in the insurance business, if you guys want to hear how we did it in the insurance business, I made a lot of money. Okay. Here's how we did it in the insurance business. I would meet with a prospect. I would make him like me for a couple minutes. And we would talk about the weather and the sports and the news and whatever he was doing. And we'd just kind of be friendly. And then we would get to business and I would start asking him questions about his needs. Well, what do you need insurance-wise? Why do you need this? What are you trying to do? Who's it for? How much is it you want it to pay out? What do you want it to cover? Blah, blah, on and on. You need to ask a minimum of 10 questions. At the end of your 10 questions, you want to say, now that I understand your needs, Mr. Prospect, if I'm able to show you a policy that answers all of these needs that you have and you review them in their listening ear, if I provide a solution to all of these and I can fit your budget, will we do business today? If they say anything other than yes, get up and leave. They're not buyers. That's how we did it in the insurance business. That's pretty gutsy. Okay. That's pretty close to how we do it in the gut cell system. The same principle is found in both of those systems. The gut cell system teaches it like this. No presentations unless you have a commitment. That's in Guts 1.0. So how do we get a commitment? Here's my example. Here's how I get a commitment. Mr. Homeowner, I'm the fellow that's been texting you about leasing the property and then purchasing it. Yes, I'm a landlord investor. That's right. I'm looking to ask you some questions today. I want to make an offer today. And if I make an offer today that fits you, are you able to accept it today? I do that in the first 30 seconds. In the first 30 seconds. Why do I do that? And that's a guts maneuver to do it in the first 30 seconds. See, in the insurance business, I was doing it in the first 20, 25 minutes. Here in this business, I'm doing it in the first 30 seconds. Yeah, Mr. Homeowner, I'm a landlord investor. I saw your property on Zillow. I wanted to call you. I like it. It looks like a nice place. I wanted to ask you a few questions about it. I wanted to talk about making an offer on it today. You can ask me a few questions. And if it's not a good fit, that's okay, man. You can just tell me no at any time. If I do make an offer that fits you today, are you able to receive and accept an offer that fits you today? Let's get it right out in the open, right there in the first 30 seconds. That sets a clearly defined roadmap for the next several minutes of conversation. This is exactly what I am, who I am, and what we're going to talk about. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you a few questions. You're going to ask me a few. I'm going to give you some, I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to ask me some. I'm going to give you permission. You can fire me at any time. All right. But then the next thing I want to know is, hey, if I do all this, are you even going to be able to accept it? You know what I've had people say to me? I've had people say, well, actually, no, I'm going to have to talk to my brother. Well, okay. Isn't that nice to know right up front? How many of you here in the room have spent 20 minutes on the phone with somebody to find out they got to go talk to their brother? Boom. They beat you that day. They got you for 20 minutes of your life, dude. Woo, never let it happen again. The gut salesperson always gets the commitment in the first 30 seconds, or there ain't no presentations. There ain't no reason to continue even talking. Okay? Why are we talking if you're not interested in buying? Right? So people are way more likely to be consistent with their past behavior if you get a commitment up front. When you do meet their needs at the end, they're more likely to say yes. Does that make sense, everybody?
Mhm.
Also, when you get to the end and they don't say yes, you can say, well, sir, I'm confused. You said that this is this and this, and this is what you needed. And you said that if it was comfortable for you, that it would work. If I put all those things in the agreement and I send it to you, you're still not ready to do this. I'm confused. You're telling me one thing and then doing another here, sir. Will you please explain where is the disconnect? Okay, does that make sense, everybody? All right, it gives you an ability to come back and be in control of the conversation. To kind of take back over, you know. All right, so more likely to be consistent with your past behavior. Let's role play getting a good commitment in the agenda section. Okay, let's practice that. All right, who wants to role play? Who's going to be the caller and who's going to be the homeowner?
I can be
Two
the homeowner
volunteers.
this time.
Christina wants to be the volunteer for the homeowner position this time. Who wants to be the phone caller? We're gonna ring. We're gonna call this lead. They're already interested. You're gonna introduce yourself. You're gonna tell them what you want to talk about, and you're gonna get a commitment from them, and that's it. We're gonna stop right there. Who wants to role play? Anybody? Nobody. What's wrong? What's wrong? Did I fart in church? Is that what happened? Nobody wants to look at me now. All right. Nobody wants to play with me. Nobody wants to play with me. That's bad. That's bad. Nobody wants to be the caller. I'm just asking you to do the agenda. All right, and then get them to make a commitment that they'll do something. That's it. This is the first thing. Maybe that's it. It's scary because it's the first part of the conversation, and it's like that's the most intimidating because we're talking to people we don't know. Is everybody in here an introvert like me? No. Okay, I'm an omnivert. I figured out. Like I like to eat both introverts and extroverts. That's what that means? All right, I'm just kidding about that. I don't eat people really. I don't. All right, so maybe that's it though. It's we're all introverts for the most part. Excuse me, and we definitely want to shy away from public display. Okay, is that how it is, everybody? Nobody wants to role play the agenda. Come on.
Here we go. I'm in.
All right.
Go
Thanks.
Ed.
Thanks. Let's do it. Ring ring.
Hello? No, you're the seller. I'm the buyer. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Ed. I'm looking at your home on 123 Main Street. Am I too late?
No, it's still available for sale.
Oh, great. Hey, listen, I'm touching base with you. I'm a landlord investor, and I just wanted to see if there's any way we could talk about creating a package today where we can do some business. Is that something you'd be interested in doing?
A package? What do you mean by that?
Sell the house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Great. So tell me, how long have you lived there and why are you selling?
Well, this is actually my family
Okay,
home.
let's time out. Did he get a commitment that that she would be able to make a decision today of some sort? Yes or
No, I
no,
didn't.
or I'll fire you, or I'll do the deal, or I'll make some kind of decision with you today. Did he get a commitment for that?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get a commitment in the first 30 seconds or so that we're not just talking turkey here, right? We're not bullshitting to get the cake. You know what I mean? Carl, are you the one that taught me that phrase? Bullshitting to get the cake.
Perhaps. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't like BS talk. Yeah.
He said, so we're not just bullshitting to get the cake here. Now, what we're trying to do is get a commitment in the first 30 seconds. Okay. I love everybody in this room. I do. I wish I could give you a big old hug right now, but no, can't. All right. So, all right. So let's do it again. And Ed, let's get a solid commitment that we're talking to the decision maker and they're going to be able to make a decision. If we make an offer that fits today, hey, don't bullshit me. Hey, if I meet your needs, if I've got an offer that fits you, are we going to do something today? Or are you just bullshitting to get the cake?
There you go. Okay. Ring.
Hello?
Ring. Hi, how you doing? I'm calling about 123 Main Street. Am I too late?
No, yeah, it's still available.
Still available. Excellent. Well, listen, my name's Ed. I'm a landlord and investor, and I'm just hoping I can ask you a couple of questions about your house. Feel free to ask me a couple. And if we can find an agreement today, maybe we can move forward with a sale on your home. But if there's anything you don't like about it, just feel free to fire me. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Is that what you're looking for, Justin?
Okay, what do we think? Did he get a strong commitment that he was talking to the right person and that if he made an offer that was fitting and comfortable, that they would be able to make a decision and pull the trigger on it today? Anybody? Comments? Critiques?
Well, he didn't ask me if I was the only one to make the decision, because I get a lot of, oh, well, my husband needs to speak about this too. Let me go ahead and tell him the information. Or vice versa, my wife or whatever. Or, oh, well, let me talk to my brother and everyone else. It's an estate sale.
Yeah. Okay. So he did good. Okay. It is factual. And I know some of you geniuses out there are thinking, well, the commitment section of the conversation is in the qualification stage, which is stage 2 of the conversation. It's actually section 4, part B. Okay, yeah, you can totally do it there. When that's finding out, hey, am I talking to the decision maker? And it. The point is that you can do it in the last minute before you make a decision where they fit on the scale of 1 to 10. Okay, let me see if I can pull that up, everybody, because I think that's.
I've kind of moved away from that. I was doing that for a while with what you're talking about, and then I kind of moved away from that and kind of moved into more of a direction of, I've sent you a text and working in that direction. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Let me share the screens here. This is the traditional roadmap of the gut staircase. Okay, agenda, qualification, closing, and you can see the qualification stage here. It has a section 4 called commitment. Okay, and the point here is that you need to get a commitment before you move into the closing section and you start to present. Okay, that's the logic here, is that the commitment questions can come anytime. This doesn't have to be in this exact order. And you've heard Uncle Claude do things, and it's a guts conversation, and it wasn't anywhere near in this order. But the point is that it contained all of these ingredients, and he got a commitment before presenting.
Mhm.
Okay, so the commitment, he puts it here right before the closing because it's the ultimate goal of all of this shit. Right? Is to get a commitment. So it doesn't matter if you start out like me in the first 30 seconds or if you got it later, as long as you get it in the first 3 minutes. That's really the guts rule, is in the first 3 minutes. I like to get it in the first 30 seconds. Uncle Claude does too, if you want to be honest. We like to get it in the first 30 seconds. And
so
usually
when you say the commitment, what's the commitment you're looking for, that they're looking to that they're able to work with you for the 24 to 36 months?
Yep. So the
price.
The commitment
when you can start.
Yep.
And that's the commitment you're looking for, right?
Yep.
Those are the key questions that I've kind of moved into that arena where I'm kind of getting a little more to the point as I'm moving along.
Yeah.
And then then I'm finding out once I agree, they agree at all that, are they the only ones that are involved in the sale, and do we have to get anyone else involved?
Yeah, I totally agree. There are several levels of commitment, and if we're really employing human nature here and we're exploiting it, then and everyone's past behavior is indicative of their future behavior, then if they're saying yes, we want to, their tendency is to continue saying yes. So it's like emotional inertia. So but yes, there are several levels of commitment. You can see here, this commitment here is in the qualification stage. The other commitment that I see for sure is over here when you ask the question. Okay. And then you're going to have more commitments when they throw some objections, some stalls and questions like, hey, are you going to live here? I'm not sure how this works. How do I know they're not going to tear up my house, or whatever the questions may be? You're going to have some commitments you're going to have to get then. If those if questions we were role playing earlier, if I did this, would you do this? If I did that, does that make you feel more comfortable? Or we're tying them in with some commitments. Okay, but this initial commitment, okay, this initial commitment to me means this, Mr. Homeowner, if I make an offer to you today that fits you and is comfortable, is there any reason why you would not be able to accept that offer today? To me, I want that out in the first 30 seconds. The guts rule is, honestly, if we want to be textbook guts, it's the first 3 minutes. In the first 3 minutes, you should be able to cover the entire agenda and qualification stage. This section here and this section here in the first 3 minutes. Okay. You should be able to, by the time you've followed all these steps, you've asked the why questions, the money questions, the timing questions, you get to you should be able to ask the question, sir, if I make an offer to you today that fits you and is comfortable for you, is there any reason why you would not be able to say yes and accept my offer today?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said, so would I ask that be, apparently you want it within 30 seconds. So I asked if it's a cold call, it'd be different than from the text because first we want to know if they'd be able to do a lease options, right?
Yeah. I
Because
do
otherwise
text.
it'll waste your time.
Yeah. I'm doing the text blasting, so I'm asking the question over text. Would you lease the property for 24 to 36 months and then sell at your asking price? Yes, no, or maybe. So when they respond yes or maybe or something like that, then
So you can go right into that. Okay.
they're already pre-qualified for me. Yeah. If this is a cold call off of a public data list and I've got off PropStream or something like that, and I'm just calling absentee owners, okay, I'm going to first of all say, hey, yeah, my name is Justin. I'm a landlord investor. I saw your property somewhere. I don't know, public record, whatever your story is. Wanted to call and ask you to see if you've thought about selling it. You have? Most of them are going to say no, I haven't. Don't want to sell it. Okay, if you find one that says, yeah, I've thought about selling it, you're going to ask the question. Okay, great. Can I ask you a few questions? You can ask me a few. You can fire me if I'm not a good fit. Hey, by the way, if I make you an offer today that fits you, that's comfortable, would you be in a position to say yes to it today? Same kind of deal. Same kind of deal. You get that commitment. You're going to get it pretty quick. Cold or warm, doesn't matter. You need to get that commitment. If the guy says, no, I'm not really in a position today, then reschedule. Or get his brother on the phone. Or get a three-way going with his brother. Or whatever you got to do. But make the adjustment to make the pitch work. Because if you're pitching to someone who can't say yes, what are you doing?
Wasting time.
Exactly. So here's what happens a lot is we get on the phone with the homeowner and we're like, hey, Mr. Homeowner, I'm a landlord investor and I saw your property and wanted to call you and talk about it. And can you tell me a little bit about that property? All right, that's okay. But we never kind of meander around back to, hey, I want to make an offer on this thing today. And if I do and it fits you, what happens? Right? Okay. Get the commitment up front, everybody. All right. I can tell I'm boring everybody. Let's move on to one more. Let's do one more human nature thing. One more human nature. Y'all ready for one more human nature? Let me pull it up here. Needs and greeds. We could talk about needs and greeds. We could definitely talk about needs and greeds. Let's talk about this. This has been referred to as the halo effect. We have a tendency, a human nature tendency to relate skill in one area to skill in other areas. Okay, think about that for a minute. If I tell you that I'm skilled in one area, if I say, hey, listen, guys, I've got a master's degree in English history, you guys are going to be like, oh, well, shit, he's been to college and he probably read a lot of books. I mean, he probably knows a lot about a lot of shit I don't know. I mean, I've never read a lot of those English lit books and shit, but he probably can write too. Okay, don't we assume a lot because we see some skill sets in somebody, right? Or we heard something about, we assume a lot about somebody. Can somebody give me another example of that? Give me an example of a halo effect where someone is expressing some skill or you see some skill and you assume that someone else has some, maybe even more skills. Or how does this apply to us? Does anyone want to speak on this matter? Nobody? Okay. How does it apply to us? Anybody got a thought? And I've caught a lot of young students doing this. They're ashamed of who they are. Okay. They're ashamed of who they are, so they don't tell someone they're a skilled practitioner. They get on the phone and it's like this. Yeah, Mr. Homeowner, I saw your property on Zillow and I wanted to call you because you have some can you tell me a little bit about that property? How many of you have ever sounded like that?
Oh, that's me.
Okay. Okay. Not guts, not guts. So let's improve. Let's improve. Let's get our voice, let's get our tone, let's get our posture. Let's sound like we have some skills. Okay? If you went to the doctor and you went in the office, the doctor's office, and he walked in and he kind of had his head down a little bit, he didn't want to make eye contact with you, and he was like, well, he's kind of nervous acting. Well, the nurse said that you sick or something, so I was going to call and see, can you tell me what's going on with you?
Oh my God, what's wrong with me?
You'd be like, oh shit, what's happening? I think this guy needs help. I mean,
All right there,
I
Doc.
think, can we both get on WebMD and find out what's wrong with both of us? You know? Right? So, yeah, I mean, you got to get that, you got to project you have some skills here, right? Another way that we project we have skills is by telling them who we are.
Mhm,
And we got to be proud of that.
mhm.
Hey, Mr. Homeowner, yes, sir, I'm a landlord investor. Okay. Maybe you can say, I'm a landlord investor. I've been buying houses nationwide for the last 6 years.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mr. Whatever your story is, maybe you don't have that story yet. Okay. Maybe you have a different story. Maybe you tell a story, and see what you're doing is you're creating a paradigm for how they see you right away. Boom. Mr. Homeowner, my name is Justin, and I am a landlord investor. Me and my partner, we buy houses nationwide. We were looking at yours today. I am asking him to presuppose a lot about me that may or may not be reality. See, would you rather, as a homeowner, talk to a guy that comes off like that, or the guy that comes off like, well, I was looking at that property and I saw it, and can you tell me it's been on Zillow for a minute, what's going on?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard guys do that.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't even tell them who you were, right?
Mhm.
You didn't establish the paradigm that you're a professional, that you're an expert in your field, you have skills, you can close the deal, there's no confidence being portrayed here. All right, so now they're like questioning, ooh, who am I talking to? This guy, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know if I like this person.
Mm.
Has anyone ever felt like that when they were talking to someone else? Hey, this is the way this person's communicating. I'm not sure I trust that they can do what they're, I don't want to get involved in this.
Yes.
Yeah. So don't be that person, right? So how do we do it? Let's introduce ourselves. Let's role play this. This will be the last role play of the day. We have 2 minutes left. Let's role play this last role play of the day, and let's role play ringing the phone up and introducing ourselves like we have some skills. Because if we can portray ourselves like we have skills, they're going to assume we have the ability to do what we say we can do. If we portray a lack of confidence in our own name, for God's sake, and what we do, they don't believe in it because you don't believe in it. Everybody know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, my name is Justin, and I took a course online. I'm in this like group that they do this stuff, and you might as well tell them that. Okay, so who wants to role play? Let's role play introducing yourself. I'll just say ring ring, and then you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, and do it in a way that I believe in you. Okay, come on, you got to believe in you too in order to do this. So let's practice this. Who wants to volunteer? I'm going to introduce myself in a way that makes you believe in me. Who's up? You guys are a tough crowd today. You don't want to play with me. I don't know why.
I'll jump
am I
in.
bad today? I'm gonna have to watch this replay because I must have screwed up somewhere, man.
No.
Okay, all right,
Wasn't you, it's us.
I'll jump in.
all right. Let's do it. Gonzalo's my guy. All right, thank you,
All right.
Jessica. All right, ring ring.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah,
Is this Justin?
yeah.
Hey,
Who's this?
Justin. Hey, this is Gonzalo, but my friends call me G. I'm a should I say a landlord investor or just what?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. What should you say? So you need to think about this and make a decision, right? I mean, all of us, it may be different for all of us. I like landlord investor because that's what I'm into, but you may have something totally different, but you need to come off with it like strong, like you knew what you was saying and no uhs or ums or any of that shit. Okay, because this is your name. You should know this without uhs and ums, right?
What about call yourself?
Okay, so confidence.
So I call people on foreclosure, but I don't want to say I'm a foreclosure specialist because I don't really like that. Do you think that's, or should I do that?
I don't. It's a foreclosure. What do we think, group?
How about-
Anybody got a tip?
I got a suggestion. How about saying I'm a seasoned investor?
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That sounds cool. Seasoned investor, foreclosure, foreclosure specialist. I think foreclosure is a tough word.
Yeah.
Let's come up with a softer word than foreclosure.
Seasoned investor and businessman, woman.
I'm a homeowner emergency specialist,
House recovery.
house recovery specialist. I don't know. That's a good thought, man. But you need to nail this, Gonzalo. I mean, because this is how you are going to create the paradigm of how they're going to see you. They're going to see your business. They're going to see your offer. They're going to see everything through the lens of the first 6 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Gonzalo here. Yep. I'm a foreclosure disaster specialist. Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's you got to decide. You got to come up with it.
I'll shoot some word later, but I'll continue. Today I'm a foreclosure. Today I'm a foreclosure specialist.
Okay, let's do it.
You could say real estate solutions company, something of that nature.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foreclosure delay specialist or foreclosure staller, foreclosure putter offer.
Or foreclosure prevention specialist.
Oh, I love it. Foreclosure prevention specialist. And you work for the bank. Fuck you. What they're going to say next. So we got to be careful with this.
Yeah.
Maybe Gonzalo was stepping into a different idea here that we should acknowledge, and that is maybe his prospect is such a sensitive type prospect that he doesn't want to come right out and hit him right between the eyes with it.
Yeah.
Now, for most of us, though, that does not apply. Okay, most of us need to hit that prospect right between the eyes with who we are and what we do right away with confidence. Okay, Gonzalo, though, he may be a little different. You might want to think this through. Maybe ask Claude how you think you should do that.
Yeah.
He would be the expert. That I'm not.
Yeah. Well, today I'm a foreclosure specialist, and I'll figure that out.
Okay, let's do it. Ring, ring.
Okay. Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Gonzalo. My friends call me G, and so can you. I'm a foreclosure specialist, and today we're looking to help people that are having issues with possibly losing their house to the bank. And we're looking in your county, and you're not going to lose your house to the bank, are you?
Okay, I like it. What do we think, everybody? What do we think?
I like it, but at the end when you said about losing the house to the bank, I think that scared him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit scary. Yeah.
What you need to do, Gonzalo, is this is a tough cookie. This is a tough cookie here, man. What I recommend getting on Claude's one-on-one schedule and then hitting the record button and say, Claude, go. And let him be the caller. And then just rape that conversation for everything it's got. That's what I do. Okay, for real. I do that on the coaching business and in the real estate business and whatever I'm working on. I hit up Claude and I hit that record button and then I go back and I just rape that conversation. And you can hear it in my voice. You can hear I'm saying the same type stuff. That's how I do it. So don't feel bad about it. That's what I do. Do it yourself. So. But most of us don't have that excuse because we're not working with such sensitive prospects. So You know, we can get right in on it. These people have their house listed for sale, or this is another investor, or this is whatever. So we can just come right out with it. We need to be confident and hit it. All right. Who wants to be confident and hit it? Good job, Gonzalo. Good job, though. Thanks for stepping out there, man. Let's get one more volunteer. You got to convince me in the first 6 seconds that you ain't bullshit. You got to do it with the sound of your voice and your name and what you do. Who are you? That's all you can tell me really in the first 6 seconds. That's all you got time for. So you got to do it right. Who wants to do it? And who's going to sell me on you got skills?
I'll go since I struggle with this personally.
Okay, you got skills. I know you do. So convince me that you have skills in the first 6 seconds and I'll like you. And you know what else? I'll treat you better.
Okay.
As a prospect, I'll treat you better. If you convince me in the first 6 seconds that you're just a real confident, educated, smart individual, that you know what you're doing, you got some skills. If you convince me that by introducing yourself in the first 6 seconds, I'll treat you with some respect. But you come off with some weak ass shit and I'll be mean to you every time. I will kick a dog, I swear. I'll kick one. Woo, don't get it in front of me. No, I'm really nice I love dogs. I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay.
That's how they are though. These prospects, they're mean like that, dude. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
All right. So don't let them do it. Okay. So confidence, first 6 seconds. Ready? Ring, ring.
Hey, is this Justin?
Yeah. Who's this?
Hey, this is Christina. I saw your house on Zillow. We were texting earlier. Were you still interested in doing the rent to own? I'm a landlord investor, so I was looking at your property.
Okay. You kind of came back around and told me who you were at the end. But see, I was already thinking this is somebody wanting to move in. So you've already created a paradigm because you didn't tell me you're an investor. So like I'm already, now I've got to shift gears. Like, wait a minute, I'm not talking to a tenant, I'm talking to who? Okay. So this, see what I'm saying? This all happens. This dynamic happens inside their minds. So we have to be very, very like
on point at the beginning.
Yeah. Like we really want to be special, like on it right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and this is the first 6 seconds. And if you start out, it's like golf. Anybody in here play golf? Right? Okay. Nobody. What the hell?
Does putt count?
All right. If the club hits the ball and the club is open just a little bit, meaning it's turned just a little, or if it's closed just a little bit like this, it's just a millimeter here at the ball, but out there 300 yards away, it's over in the grass, man.
Yeah.
It's in the weeds. It's in the trees. That millimeter that you started off all wrong and bad, it took you in a wrong direction, man. You got to line it up right. Mouth. Say what?
The ball's in the alligator's mouth.
Right. It's getting ate by alligators. Yeah. Right. Anybody ever watch Happy Gilmore? That's your homework. Go watch Happy Gilmore. Okay. All right. So, so we got to start out right. Who wants to kill it with one last final role play? Come on. This is it. Let's kill it. Let's kill it. Confidence the shit out of me. Come on. Your guts, people. I believe in you. These people don't know you. They don't know what your bank account looks like. They don't know what your life looks like. All they know is what you sound like. So make them believe you're something. Because you are.
You show us. You show us.
I want you guys to do it. I want you guys to do it. Who wants to do it? Who wants to do it? Anybody. One last person. I'm just asking you to tell your own name and what you do. So I know you know the answers to the questions on the test. Okay. You're not going to fail the test. You already know the answers. It's your name and what you do. Okay. All right. Convince me, Carl. You got 6 seconds. Go. Ring, ring.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Carl. I'm a landlord investor. I texted you earlier. Do you still have your property for sale?
Pretty easy. Nice and smooth, Carl. I like it. Yeah, this is Justin. I'm a landlord investor. Yes, I buy properties all over, and I saw yours. I was looking at it today. Yeah, he said something very similar to that. I like it. I like it. Do you have any doubt in your mind right away that Carl is exactly who he says he is? There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Like I said, sometimes I'm a little hard and I say dumb shit. And
You need to be.
I use a lot of metaphors and I'm confusing and then I ramble on and all that, but I wish I could give each and every one of you a big giant hug. I really love you. Thank you for being here and listening to me. I don't take it for granted. You could listen to a lot of people that are a lot smarter than me, but you're here today. All right. So love you. Okay. And we'll see you guys next week. All right. Anybody got anything else they want to say today?
I think we need more work on this. We don't have all the answers right now.
Yeah.
We need more help with it.
Let's work on it.
First, it's like a first impression. How do you make that perfect first impression?
All right. Well, you guys want to work on it some more next time too?
I have another Zoom meeting where the smart people are, so I gotta go.
We're the host is the smart guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I love everybody. So I don't mean to talk down to anybody. If I did, I certainly don't mean that. I love everybody. Okay?
Oh, that couldn't resist that one.
I have no reason to talk down to anybody. All right. All right.
Bye.
You're great as always, Justin.
Thank you, dude.